Thank you this morning, gentlemen.
I think we're going up there to do something.
Reckon?
I'm gonna go ahead and put my gloves on. I'm so ready.
There
How
you
you
go.
learning?
I'm taking some of Sleazy's playbook.
Put your gloves on, put your face mask up as soon as you leave the motel room, the float door.
He slept in his last night.
Yeah.
I looked over and couldn't even
If
see.
you're as ugly as me, it's always a good thing.
Shook. I feel like I've been in a dang dishwasher. I mean a washing machine on the tumble cycle or whatever it's called.
It's hard to drink a cup of coffee.
You enjoyed that coffee?
Yeah, it's a pretty good cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I can already tell I'm gonna have to shed a layer or two before we even take off.
We fixing to climb the mountain. We got a turkey. They heard a handful of times. Not one of those roosting situations where I'm super confident, but one of those roosting situations where I know there's a turkey up there somewhere. So we're gonna try to get up there at least on his level before it breaks daylight, so we can hopefully put our ears on him and be in the chips when it breaks daylight. So
Hearing him's the main part of it.
yeah, we just got to get up there because we got a lot of water noise in this bottom. We got to get the heck away from that. That's what made trying to hear him yesterday evening so difficult. I had to go all the way back down. Ain't no way around it. Come down somewhere. Don't sound like they flew this way. You don't tell where those turkeys glided to.
No. Because they ain't spending time where they roosted.
Nope. We've been very fortunate on this trip thus far. We have expended what we feel like is minimal effort to have the success we have had. All that went out the window this morning. We heard these turkeys. Hey, pinned the crap out of them turkeys. I mean, on them. But, I mean, if you can see around us, first off, we tried to come up further down where the topo lines were very similar to what we were in yesterday evening, which was steep but not, impossible. Well, over there it's a rock face. It was impossible. Ended up having to go down the mountain. Got back down to the bottom. Followed this creek drainage in here, which was doable. So Lizzie says we're going to have to do that again because he's holding the camera and the external mic that hangs off the top is missing. It's been pulled off because we got into some of the thickest, nastiest crap you've ever seen, and it was vertical. So it was a disaster. Absolute disaster. And we was $1.50 from the turkeys just like we're supposed to be, but I'm telling you, these turkeys ain't living in here. And like expected, them turkeys, we heard them come out the limb. They came off of this mountain, and they glided so far we can't even hear them. So Lord knows where they went, but it ain't anywhere that we're even remotely close to, so we ain't wasting no time. We headed down. Dropping down the mountain, we popped over and found them. Strapped in a little opening here on the face about 200 yards away. They gobbled one time at the call before I saw them. Then we saw them, and they dropped down into the timber. Or I don't think it's timber, I think it's actually open, we just can't tell. But they won't hit the call again. I think they gotta be following hens, because as much as they gobble on the roost, that's the first time they gobble on the ground. So, but I mean, potential for them to see us picking is there.
Potential, if we could pick a drum up. See him?
No, once we got in the drainage, it was withstandable as far as steepness, but thickness it wasn't that much better.
Hell no.
We went straight up that joker. I remember going by that big old tree right yonder, and we hit them rocks right there, where that craggy's coming out. And we went across, and see that little cut right there to the left side of that one? That's when I got halfway up and I thought this is stupid, because I could look and see how steep the top was. And you know the damnedest thing is if we would have got up there and got down on them turkeys, they would have still did the exact same thing. Me and Sleazy's headed back in, afternoon edition. Dave stayed back to do some editing and stuff on some pictures. We're on this really smooth access road into the forest here in Utah. Kind of had a morning hunt that we're all trying to just forget.
Had to go sleep it off.
We did. We went back. Been going pretty good for 4 days now, and we went back after the morning hunt and just had us a nap, I guess. So we're gonna go in, a couple turkeys. The important thing is we really took a really bad route this morning on trying to get close to a pair of gobblers, but we did not lose because we learned something about it.
So me and Sleazy are sitting on this meadow this afternoon. We're the same gobblers we dealt with this morning. We just learned a lot about them after this morning's hunt. We just had another hen walk out. Is there another one coming from the right, or is it the same one?
Where at? That one right in the green there.
Yeah.
And the one that's already gone up the hill. We need to know where the gobblers is at.
Trying to get a good bead on them. Which really doesn't matter because we're going to have to come to the same spot either way, I think. But it'd be nice to hear them yodel so that we knew they were in here.
It'd be a huge confidence boost.
That's right. I see. That ain't good.
It goes up the right. Turn up.
Yeah.
And he's looking back left, right up into the roost.
Oh yeah, it hit the spot there on its lady.
Feel it going the whole way down. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so let me bring y'all up to speed on exact. Oof. Don't be falling off there now. This has been an expensive year for cameras. We're on camera number 3 for the season, and we lost half of it yesterday. Luckily, we was able to find it. Day before yesterday in the evening, we found turkey gobbling way up. So it's yesterday morning we decided we was gonna go up there with him. We got right where we wanted to be, like $150 mile, about 175, you think, from him. Straight across the canyon from him though, and they was gobbling, and they pitched down the mountain to this little open. I'm not gonna call it a meadow because it's definitely not, but it's just like an opening with a bunch of sage and stuff in it, a lot of little green grass, and so it's really the only place that we visited yesterday in this area that should have had turkeys in it, and it did. And it looked like they lived there. Strut marks, tracks, I mean, it was crazy. So, this morning, we're going to go there and wait on him. I'm hoping that he's roosting in the same spot and he's going to pitch down in the same little area. If he does, we'll be heroes. If he don't, we'll be fools. Huh?
That's about it.
That's the way it rocks.
I can tell you about which one it's going to be before we ever leave this truck.
He's coming down. Yeah, I'm watching him. He's on that red hill over there where the pines is all mixed up. Below the rock cliff. Looks like about 75, 80 going left to right.
What the hell did they do? They found them 2 units on that green bottom.
There's both of them.
Hear that? Is that a human? Huh? You see a guy?
I can't see him. I can hear him real good.
That was a hen.
Is that a hen or a human?
It sounded like a real hen to me.
Not interested. So, quick summary. This morning the gobblers come off of the mountain behind us, across us, and landed on the mountainside across from us. 2 hens pitched right around in front of us and landed. the gobblers came off the mountainside, crossed the main road the truck is parked on, crossed the river that you hear behind us, and are at the foot of this mountain. The vegetation gets a little sparse in a couple places, and I think we were on the biggest places covered with sign, but as soon as the gobblers got across the river and met up where those two hens had kind of faded to, they've all but shut up. We're just getting a sporadic gobble here and there. Basically you had two options. You could stay on the high side where the sun is cooking and try to work down toward the turkeys, or you can get against the river where you got a little bit of shade and a little more cover, but you can't hear. So we chose the cover side because they weren't gobbling a whole lot anyways. So right now we are very slowly sneaking our way up this river, gonna get to where we feel like the turkeys might have been, and cut and go vertical up the mountain, get away from the river, hopefully maybe hit them, gobble, something. But the potential for us to walk up on them is pretty flipping high, so it's step by step at this point. Let's play with a little fire, boys. Party may be over. I ain't killing him in here unless he's gobbling a lot. You know?
And he's not.
So you can keep your thumb.
This some kind of turkeys you get to messing with and burn a whole lot of time messing with them.
That's what I'm saying. We got places that are just so far away. A couple hours. But I think we need to get back on the move. Let's go. We're burning daylight.
You ready, boy?
Huh?
You ready, boy?
Hell yeah.
It's like 1:30. We got our teeth kicked in by those two gobblers this morning. So we have made a reposition on the group of turkeys that Sleazy killed his gobbler out of. And that's where we're headed in for a midday deal. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
closer, wouldn't
Yeah. Be nice if it ended up being them two. Whatever it is, I hope they come over here.
he? Me too. Hope they stand up right here. Okay.
They still on the side of the hill over there. I see. What? I see him too. He's on that hill over there coming straight down. See the old white joker. He's going right down the forest over the top of that opening over there. That black, above that black rock. Straight ahead to the left.
So he's over a couple hundred yards.
Yeah.
Come straight down and see. Straight down the hill right there, going back to the right.
No way.
What?
Is that a hen? That's a man.
Where?
To our left. He's down in the bottom there.
Are we calling this turkey that other guy? He's down on that fence probably.
Was he to the left and behind us, Sleazy? I'm gonna have to hear him again.
I didn't hear it.
I heard him for sure.
What was it, like a box call or something?
Asleep.
Where is this turkey gone?
I swear I can hear him drumming.
He hung up on that fence.
Is he on the fence?
He's on the fence.
He's damn close.
Man, he started zigging and zagging on us right there at the last, didn't he? I thought we had a sure thing.
Thank you, Lord. What time is it, boss?
We came back to our ace, didn't we?
Yeah, boy.
Look at that big old jug.
We caught him a ways. That jerker started coming from when we first got out there.
Yep. He heard that tube call and we didn't hear him.
We didn't hear him.
Drew walked up and said, I like spending a few minutes because when you blow that tube call, I think they gobble and they come from further than we can hear them.
It happened. Before we stood up to make a move. Next time, he
I said,
come.
golly.
He's huffing and puffing again. Hey.
Big old Merriam turkey. Big old Merriam turkey.
He came from a country mile, son.
That sucker got a beard on. Ooh. That's old.
That's about as good as you get on him. Right there, buddy. That joker came from a long, long way.
I seen him on that hill over there. He's probably 250.
Yeah.
So dusty though.
Look at that big old tail. I don't know if that was a hen down there or a human, but either way, they got to hear what just went on. There's noggin on that turkey, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
He's dusty, boy. He's right in that road.
Hey, we'll pet him off. We'll clean him up.
Oh yeah.
That little knob was his spot.
Yep.
And he just slipped off of it just enough. I thought he hung up down here, and I think he
I ain't too
did.
sure what he did down there, yeah.
Something stopped him from gobbling and stuff.
And clammed him up.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden
But you
he
know,
was
I bet
back
they
up.
have one spot. They cross that fence down there, and that's why he come down, went down, crossed the fence,
Up
come
under that
back.
gate, probably.
You know, I
Probably
mean,
crossed up under that gate.
I bet you that's what it was.
Yeah, he came up. That's why he, instead of coming straight to us, he veered down, went up under the gate, and
then
walked
come
up
back
the
here.
little
Right.
fire lane down the side
Little
there.
elk trail right there.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, he heard you hit that tube call at 1500. I told you, did I not just?
You
get
just
out there?
said what? I can't remember what it was, but I know the moral of the story. What you were saying was something about the turkeys hearing the tube call further than we can hear them gobble, so we need to like wait a second or
Yeah.
something.
And we stood up to leave. We probably
Yeah.
been there what, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Probably 20.
You went over and got rid of an energy drink and some probably Taco Bell.
Somebody's gonna think he's been a bear in here too when we go over.
Lord have mercy, I want you to look at that.
That don't happen much on these Merriam turkeys. Look what they live in.
Look at this junk.
That's what I said.
Oh, he's done it. He drug the quills off them babies.
I'm firing mine up.
You ready to fire them up, boys?
Yeah.
Let's talk on one. We deserved
We
it.
deserved it.
And the other two mates deserve it.
They'd left us a little calling card over here, scraped us out some soft places in the dirt, laid a little old stick down so we could see if anybody had been in our little place.
I guess this part of the forest, or all national forest really, as long as you stay on the main road, you can ride the four-wheelers, huh? This
Worst
feller-
mistake known to man when it comes to turkey hunting.
turkey hunting, if you don't want to kill a turkey, utilize a four-wheeler.
And it's not only because, just getting too close to the turkey on the four-wheeler.
As a matter of fact,
you just get lazy.
yeah, you
Like
get
if
lazy.
we had one available to us,
we'd probably use it.
we'd overuse it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
human
I mean,
nature.
you miss sign,
Yeah.
you miss all those tiny
How many turkeys
pieces
have
of
you
the puzzle.
killed, not at point A, not at point B, but between point A and point B when you were making your way, and wham, he hits it off side, But it don't matter to me. They can stay on the four-wheelers if they want.
Yeah, I get aggravated with it time to time, but it actually works out pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody had went over our drag marks on a
Right
four-wheeler.
over.
Somebody had been in here since.
I thought I just heard him.
I hear a truck.
I tell you what, we've had some fun
Fun
hunts.
hunts, haven't we?
fun hunts.
Not only have we just like, you know, been successful as far as killing turkeys, but man, they've done what turkey hunters want them to do, you know?
About every, except for them two knuckleheads.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every turkey we've met's been a player.
And these turkeys over here, I think's had the people on them, but I think our problem with the two knuckleheads is I think everybody.
They live right in the center of a very accessible, very visible
The main
part of
road.
the forest, of the main road. Yeah.
I'd love to know how many men's got wet trying to get over and kill him. That creek ain't nowhere.
Well, I about slid in that thing this morning.
God,
Drew had to grab a hold of
I
me.
know, I was wanting to holler, back up, Terry, back up, Terry.
I could not get.
You was
I didn't know if I wanted to stop you or watch you.
I was just being asked you to make sure you get that camera from him.
He was digging for it.
Get that camera and bid him good luck.
Get a hold of a bush.